Here we go, OBX-WIND 2019! Bigger crowd than ever. What a beautiful day. Nice weekend. It's like summertime. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. The forecast has been all over the place, but I think it's kind of starting to settle in, and we're going to kind of know our schedule of events, which is right over here. We got a lot of sponsors involved. We got a new restaurant next door we're really excited about. They're going to open tonight. And we're going to go give all our thank yous now. So I want to thank you, Ocean Air Sports, for one. I mean, just to be able to handle us all and deal with the headaches involved, the stress levels. But, you know, they're the only guys that are ready to go and ready to do this and have a jet ski fleet ready to go and take on this kind of thing. Thank you, Ken, for being so pretty while you're holding the sign here. Jonathan from Duotone. Here, you guys give a wave, Jonathan. We want to thank you, Duotone, Fanatic, for all the help they do. We have some nice race shirts that everybody's going to get. You're going to come in when you check in. A lot of people, we have over 200 people that are already checked in. So when everybody else ends up checking in stuff, you get your race shirt provided by Fanatic, Duotone, and Severn and Starboard. And Jonathan, thank you very much for coming through with that. That's key. All right. Then we also have a bunch of raffle prizes they're going to give away at the raffle. Other people giving a raffle prize, we got Goya, they're going to give a board. I mean, Slingshot's got Slingshot foil and a foil, Makani fins, Chinook's got a bunch of stuff this year, Carbon Boom, full-on carbon mast. Mystic's got a box of stuff in there with harnesses and other sort of Mystic stuff. Tectonics fins, thank you, Keith. They got a fin for us. Pro Windsurf La Ventana. I'm going to save that one for last because that's my personal favorite of this whole bunch. Severn's got some goodies, Starboard. OBX Waterfront Properties. Anybody's looking for a house here, he's a personal friend of mine. He's a realtor, and those little goodie bags you guys are getting, he put those together. But he comes through, and his name is Mike Nolan, and I don't think he's here today yet. But if anybody's looking to purchase a property, I would highly recommend him. Village Realty is giving away a 2-night stay at Ocracoke for a bed and breakfast. And Windsurfing Now is here, Peak Decay, doing all the coverage. Got some magazines in there. And of course, my truck broke down in Louisiana, and I drove through the night to get here just to have a smiling face. Mr. Andy Brandt, ABK himself, the man, the myth, the legend. We all bow to Andy. I mean, Andy, all you do, keeping the sport going and teaching everybody everything they know, including me. So we got that restaurant next door, the Poe House. So that's going to be good food. New owner, he's a personal friend of ours. He's going to open tonight. His point of sale isn't there, so he can't take credit card quite yet. It'll arrive one of these days. But we're all going to be hanging out there pretty much every night. We're not at the Crabber for the big parties. So any night you want to come in and hang out and talk with other windsurfers and stuff, we'll be over in the Poe House having beer. So thank you, everybody, all the sponsors and everything for being involved. Next up on the list is our tentative schedule of events. So this forecast has been up and down and left and right, just like last year. As of now, we have 2 conflicting forecasts for tomorrow on Monday. One is for 50 knots, the other's for 18 knots. They all say they're from the general same direction. So, right now, it looks like it's gonna be windy tomorrow. We're gonna go and try to kick off with the long distance race tomorrow. All right? I'm gonna update everyone. All the info we have on the website. Everybody saw, on the Ocean Air's website, there's a spot with, a page on there with OBX-WIND. Right below all the sponsors, you're going to see the latest info. So there it's going to have the time for the start. All the stuff you need to know is right on that one page, and it's going to be in red writing, right underneath all the sponsors. Okay, so check that out every evening, and then make sure you check it in the morning, because in the morning by 9 a.m. we'll know, what's going on for the day. Okay, so that's going to be the go-to spot. You'll also see I'm doing daily videos, so you'll see the daily clips appearing on that page as well. All right, so you might see yourself starring in the show. All right, so Monday, long distance. Right now, it's looking like somewhere around noon. Because what's going to happen is going to be thunderstorms and lightning. We're not sending everybody out until, the thunder and lightning and make it an obstacle course and 50 knots and half the fleet dies. So, we're going to wait till the clouds clear and the sun comes out, the wind dies down a little bit, gets its direction set, we'll set the course, and you guys will know by checking that website what time we're going to go, okay? That website is the key. So oceanairsports.com, OBX-WIND.com, they all link back to the same thing, and click on the big picture of the OBX-WIND thing right on the front page, and it'll bring you right to all the info, okay? So everybody's got that? Raise your hand if you got it. Yes, everybody. All right, awesome. All right, so, yep, so we went over that. So Monday night we're going to be hanging out, doing, just kind of mingling over here at the Poe House, having some beers and stuff. Then Tuesday, where's Darren? Raise your hand, Darren. So Darren is the master and commander of the slalom races here with Jerome Sampson as well. Everybody doing slalom. Darren, we're going to check in with you at some point. We'll figure that out. We'll put it on the website. But Darren's the man to go to find out all the rules, races, timing, and everything. But right now, assuming long distance goes off on Monday, we're looking good for slalom on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, by that time, I think Andy will have enough sleep, right? So then we're going to do the ABK Shop Talk right here at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So that's free for anybody that wants to come out. So we're bouncing back and forth. Maybe come have a couple beers, have some dinner, go and see Andy, learn a bunch of new stuff, and maybe perfect the stuff you already know. But that's a good resource. Wednesday, we're doing slalom, possible slalom. And then that's looking like the next solid forecast. So we also have freestyle. It is the U.S. Nationals. All right, so we have guys coming up from Bonaire. We got guys coming in from everywhere. And Hugh Schmidt, the current OBX freestyle champ, just came in second. So we have number 2 in the world coming here, and he was number 1 until like 4 o'clock yesterday. So, yeah, I know, so close. It was so close. He got the new board and it looked good, huh? I know. I say that. Yeah. All right, so it looks like, well, if Wednesday's forecast holds, we'll probably do slalom in the morning when the wind's a little lighter, and then typically it builds. And we want to give those guys a chance to go off from Bonaire, in high wind. So freestyle in the afternoon on Wednesday. And then everybody's getting a free raffle ticket when they sign up. It would be awesome if you guys could buy some extra raffle tickets, buy the t-shirts, because we're still a few grand to go as far as, breaking even with what we want to do here. So those will be for sale inside the shop when you check in. So the raffle party is at the Mad Crabber. So everybody who knows the parties at the Crabber are a lot of fun. So we're doing the Wednesday night party at the Crabber. That's going to be just for the raffles, not the awards yet, because the awards party is going to be back at the Crabber for Friday. But make sure the ticket is there. You don't necessarily have to be there in person, but keep your ticket. You don't get another ticket. Keep your ticket. We'll be calling the numbers on the tickets because we have a matching part in our end. And if your number is called, you win the designated prize. Which brings me to that prize that I like the most. Where's Tyson?
Tyson.
Where is Tyson? There he is. Tyson and Wyatt, they have a little place called Pro Windsurf La Ventana down in Mexico, and a lot of us know this place. So they've chipped in accommodations for a week, windsurf rental for a week, foil board rental for a week, when there's no wind or when they get bored of windsurfing. There's ATV and dirt bikes. And then, when everybody's going woohoo, there's also an open bar. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Tyson. All right, and if anybody has any trouble finding Tyson throughout the week, he'll be the one out in front of the rest of the pack. Everybody's trying to chase him. Then we got, all right, so that's Wednesday, the big raffle at the Crabber. Thursday, it's kind of forecast dependent because it's going to be so windy this week. We could potentially finish everything we need to do in the first 3 days. We're going to just, if everybody wants to keep going, Darren will, help out too. But we could potentially do more freestyle, more slalom, as we keep going. So, Thursday could turn into slalom and freestyle. Friday could turn into slalom and freestyle. So that'll be, we'll update that on the website. Everybody's going to go to every night and every morning to see the latest info. And then, Friday night we have that big closing party at the Mad Crabber, and everybody's going to get their awards, and we'll have a great time and a nice send-off for the week. All right, now on to the parking situation. Now, everybody that's been here before knows we do not cross over the bridge to Island Creek, right? Everybody say yes? All right, because what happens, yes, so that's private property over there. If we don't have a house over there, or we're not staying in a house over on Island Creek, we cannot cross the bridge. What we're going to do with a car, right? We cannot cross with a car over the bridge. This is true. And then, so what we're going to do, we're parking like today, and I am so proud of our parking. We have at least triple the cars, I think, in the parking lot that we can normally fit because we had a nice parking crew. Thank you, Ryan, and everybody else involved with that. So for the big race, I know everybody's going to want to get going, hit the water. We're going to park. We'll look for the guys in the blue shirts. We're putting everybody, turn around. Ryan, come up over here. Run over here, buddy. All right, I just want everybody to see, to make sure they follow the rules from people in these blue shirts. They have numbers on their back. See Ryan in his gorgeous blue shirt. He's sporting it well. That's why I made him run over there. All right, so when you guys are coming in tomorrow, get ready to park. We're going to rig on the lawn over there. We can kind of rig over there if we want. We cannot park on the cesspools because we'll end up in deep duty. All right, so we definitely don't park across on the lawn over there. These guys did a good job of parking here. When we're parked here, we launch just around the side of the building over here. There's a nice little ramp to go in the water, and everybody can kind of get in and out through there behind the shop, okay? Everybody's got that? All right, parking's done. Now, what we need for the big race. So everybody's in the long distance, that's here. One thing, when you check in, a lot of people checked in yesterday, or, even if you registered online, you still need to check in and get your shirt and get a raffle ticket and get your goodie bag. So we need everyone during the race to be wearing your red shirts. Because what happens is, there are other people here besides the racers, and when people see buoys on the water, it's just a natural instinct for a windsurfer to go through the buoys, through the finish line, whether you're racing or not. So we need to know and make sure we see the red shirts go through and some random guy with some random number doesn't go through who's not racing. Okay, so race shirts need to be worn. Sail numbers. All right, everybody needs to put their designated sail number. You can, if you have a sail number, like if you're a U.S. windsurfing member or PWA tour member or something, you've already got numbers on your sails. You can use those. Just let us know you want to change your designated number that we give you to the number you already have. As you're checking in, what we did was just pretty much go, first person checking in was number 1 up to 300. So we're capping at 300. So yeah, Eric's number 1. First one to check in. I know. Yes. I need So put your numbers on the sail. Tape works well. Somebody suggested Sharpie. He's going to go with the Sharpie. We'll see how that turns out, But it's your responsibility to make sure your number's on your sail. Best thing to do is, it's only got to be on the starboard side, right? So you don't have to put it on both sides because our committee boat's going to be watching you guys cross this way. We only need the starboard side of the sail. So it's your responsibility to make sure after you've crossed the finish line, just do a double take on your sail, make sure your number's up there. We're going to have a GoPro on the boat recording the whole finish, so we'll be able to figure out kind of who you were. But just let us know what number you were. But like I was on the orange Ezzy that lost the number. Oh, that's that guy. Okay. All right. So that's the sail. Now safety. The big thing with the event, we want everybody to be safe. Okay. Starboard tack. It's a big long race. If you're on starboard tack, assuming we go tomorrow, that's going to kind of be heading back towards the finish line. So when your right hand is in front, you have the right of way. So we want you guys with your right hand in front kind of hold your course, so the other people coming the other way can adjust their course. And usually it ends up in like kind of groups of people, so you see a whole group move over and a whole group move over this way. So just safety is the biggest thing. Going around the marks, there's going to be people in the water. You're responsible to not run over people. Try not to run people over, okay? Turning around, jibing. Half the fleet doesn't know how to jibe. You're not the only one. It's okay. We're going to go in the water. We're going to get wet. So just the best thing sometimes is to go, and even a little secret, when you have a lot of windsurfers jibing a mark, everybody that's in the way blocks the wind, and at the end of the jibe, there's no wind sometimes because there's 30 other people upwind. So sometimes the best bet is to actually go real wide, stay in the clean wind, stay on a plane, watch everybody get bogged up at the mark, and just go flying ahead of 50 people. So that's sorry, Tyson. All right. So safety. So if you are in distress and you need some help, get up on your board. We have a big safety fleet this year. We got a bunch of jet skis, and we have 2 safety boats this time around because there's just more people. We want to make sure everybody's good, taken care of. If you're in distress, kind of get up out of the water, get on your board. And Ken, what's the distress signal? Well, 2 right? 2 hands over your head until somebody sees you. Somebody will come grab you. Chances are it's 2 feet deep, 3 feet deep. So just stand up. You know, you're not going to die out there. If it is over your head, you're in the channel. The channel's 15 feet wide. You'll get out of it at some point. All right. So, yeah, starboard tack. Just starboard tack has right away. Everybody needs to know that, okay? Because we're
overtaking.
So we're gonna go. Yep. So for long distance race, yeah. So we're gonna plan on doing, because he just asked me, 2 long distance races, right? So we usually try to space them out 1.5 hours to 2 hours apart, just to give everybody, you know, a chance to. Usually, like Tyson will take about 3 minutes to finish the whole thing, and then usually the last person's coming in about an hour. So that should give everybody enough time to kind of come in, adjust their sails, get ready, get set on the, you know, for the next thing. Which brings us to our next amazing graphic. Our course, right? Hold that one. Thank you. All right. So, assuming now this has been the nuts thing is if the wind goes like this as it dives from 50 to 18. So what we need is for the wind to settle in, because what happens if the wind's blowing this way and we put the boat 3 miles away, the outer mark, and the wind changes a little bit, you know, you're going to have to, the wind will be going this way, you'll have to go way upwind. So we got to wait for the wind to kind of settle in, and then that's go time. So basically on a west wind, this is kind of be what it looks like. Everybody that's done this before, normally we try to get people to line up along the channel, but if it's a west wind, it's more side shore. So we're going to have 2 buoys out there, big red Fanatic buoys. They're going to be plenty of space apart for everybody to get a good start. It's going to be the rabbit start with the jet ski again, so a lot of people are familiar with that. If it's your first time, somebody you're staying with knows the deal because they've been here before. All right, so you can kind of get the info with that. But basically, Ken here is going to be the commander of the jet ski. This will be the start line. Everybody will be on that side of the start line. Ken's going to start downwind. So he'll do like one little pass and say, the next time I come by, you'll know when he's going for real, because he's going to be doing about 50 on the jet ski, right? Don't hit Ken, because you'll die. All right, so he's going to be flying along. Everybody's going to be on that side. We're going to make sure everybody's on that side. There'll probably be a couple other guys keeping everybody on that side safe. And then when he goes flying past doing 50, you will definitely know it's the time to go. All 300 people put the sails up. It's a good signal. All right, so we've got Ken flying this way. Everybody's going. As the jet ski goes past, you're allowed to go. All right, we're going to head out. There's going to be... Now, there was a little confusion last year with a couple people. There's a sailboat and a safety boat. The sailboat's the one with the sail. That's the one that's the mark. Okay, the sailboat's the one we're going to jibe around. The safety boat's going to be over here. We put that there so you don't, he keeps everybody safe. He makes sure that everybody's okay, and if anything happens, he's the one to bring everybody home. Okay, don't run into him. Somebody tried to call starboard tack on him last year. He's sitting there with the engine turned off anchored. It was you. Okay, so it did happen. All right. It is a true story, I know. All right. Oh, well, remember the first year, somebody lost the rig up the top of the catamaran. That was a good one, too. So you can't make this stuff up. Was it?
That was
All right, so first run, the jet ski goes by. We're going out here. We're not calling starboard tack on the safety boat. We're going to jibe around the catamaran. It's a big white catamaran. It's hard to see from 3 miles away, but it's out there. Just follow Tyson and everybody else in front. You'll get there. And so jibe around the catamaran. Right, now when you're coming this way, you're going to see 3 things this way. So we have a second committee boat and the finish line. We're not going to go over there yet. You can look at it. You'll see it. It'll be over there. That's not time to come in yet. So jibe 1 around the big boat on the outside, the sailboat, the catamaran, not the motorboat safety boat. Then we're going to come in. There's going to be a big red Fanatic buoy that was the downwind side of the start line. We're going to use that as the jibe mark. Okay, so everybody's going to come around. The first time coming back to shore, we're going to jibe around here. Then we're going to go back out, do another jibe around that same sailboat, and then it's time to head in across the finish line to the finish. Okay, so we're going to go 1 lap, back out to the boat, 2nd lap, and then across the finish line. You need to cross between the upwind buoy and the boat. Okay, it's going to be not giant space. It's going to so we can see your number.
For everybody to understand, there should be little arrows going.
I know I was in a rush and we couldn't even figure out if we were doing this thing tomorrow or not. We stopped drawing the picture. Yeah, lap 2 goes around the same way, and then this way. I'll draw that in after so everybody can check it out. All right. So, any questions about the course? Now, I know there's going to be guys with GPSs out there. What we do is we try to put the boat in a spot that's deep enough, so like if you fall off a plane, you're not bottoming out and you can just go again. So we're looking for a spot like between here and here. We don't want it over everybody's head because it gets people out of there a lot quicker if they can touch bottom, put the sail up and go. All right, so it'll be somewhere around the 3-mile mark. So it's going to be a total of 12 miles each race. So there's going to be 2 races, right? So it's going to be the first race, which you'll know tomorrow morning exactly what time. And then the second race right around 2 hours after that, hour and a half, 2 hours after that. Okay? Also be aware, the course is 3 miles long. We're going to go check it out ahead of time, once the wind settles in and try to, if there's something in the water, maybe mark it or something. But just be aware, there are random fishermen, crab pots and stuff. If you see a buoy in the water, as you're going, just, give a little space. Don't drive right over the buoy, okay? Because it's what? Downwind from the buoy, yeah, because generally buoys don't blow into the wind all by themselves. So downwind of the buoy if you see one sitting in the water,
and they have
okay?
ropes on them.
What?
And they have ropes on them.
They do have ropes on it. That's why you go downwind of the buoy, yeah. And so don't crash into any, marks or anything like that either. The jibe marks have a rope as well, so don't come too close to that. Darren's going to give you the rundown on slalom. Right? You want to do that right after this, maybe? Have slalom guys kind of come. Is that okay? Okay. All right, so guys, right after this, if you're in slalom, Darren Rogers over here, he's got a green hat on. Raise your hand.
Darren.
Right? Thank you, Darren, for doing what you do. Just come, kind of get the general rundown from Darren right after this. Registration's going to be opened for, to register and to check in. Everybody's got to check in right after this until about 3 o'clock today, 2 o'clock today. Freestyle, what we're going to do, I see Mr. Phil back there. Yeah, man. So, for freestyle, the way we're going to do it is not an elimination. We're going to do like a scoring system. So basically we're going to do heats of 3 to 4 people. The guys, and then we're going to mix it up, like heat 1, say it could be me and Phil and you. And then we're going to make sure in the other heats the 3 of us don't face each other again. So what you do is if you have a bunch of heats and everybody's going against each other, you kind of have a pretty fair overall score to put the top 4 guys into the finals, right? So we're going to do a whole bunch of heats of freestyles to give you guys a good show, and then the top 4 guys are going to go into a final, and then they'll be ranked 1, 2, 3, 4 in that final. All right, so that's how freestyle is going to be run. All right, does anybody have
Quick question? Yeah,
Yep.
What happened to the 3 races and the disc car? Are you going to
The third race was an accident last year.
Don't get it.
Because of the forecast. So basically, and that could, there is a potential it could happen. So like tomorrow, if we do a race, which is what happened last year, and then the wind dies, and in last year's scenario was there was no wind, and all of a sudden there was wind, and the forecast for the next day was 50. So we ran the one race just to make sure everybody could get on the water, and that's pretty much what we're doing tomorrow. Like Wednesday looks good, but you can't, you pass on tomorrow, and then, what if there's no wind?
Is there a discard, though?
Not if there's 2 races. You know, if there's a magical 3rd race that happened like last year, there will be a discard. But right, we plan on 2 races, so there's no discard for the 2 races. Okay? So, but like I said, if the wind dies tomorrow, we only get 1 race off, or something happens where we can only get 1 race off, we're going to do it another day. And like every day we plan a long distance, you know, it's a bunch of people I got to make a calls to, so we might as well go 2 times if we can. So, but plan on 2 races.
Open and limited are together.
Everybody goes together. That's the magical thing. Yeah.
Equal.
All right. So the difference between, I get a lot of questions. I was registering everybody yesterday. So basically, the difference between open and the 6.5 limited class. So in open, if there's a potential for you to use anything over a 6.5 sail, or if you have a designated slalom board, because you have a distinct advantage with a slalom board. Like if you have a Falcon or an Isonic or a Proton or something like that, you're in the open class. Okay. Everybody's running at the same time, and when you guys are finishing, you know, we know who's in what classes, so we just break it up as you're crossing the line. Well, because if somebody breaks a mass, at least they can have fun on the second one. So everybody races twice. Everyone races twice, and then what we do is take the 2 scores and add them together, and then that's who comes out on top. Okay? Any other questions? Bob?
Ask people to clear the finish line when they're done?
Yes, very good point, yes. So as you cross the finish line, make sure you clear the course so 300 other people can cross the line. Okay? People are flying across the line full speed. Cross the line, clear the line, chat with your friends about all your excitement, and that's about it. All right.
The number is 10 inches minimum, right?
Numbers like 8 to 10 inches would be good. We need to see them from the boat, okay? You can't like write them this big. Like I said, it's your responsibility to make sure we can see the numbers, okay? I mean, putting numbers on the shirt was fun, but we couldn't afford it, honestly. You know, you know, 300 times $30 a pop. What is that? $9 grand in T-shirts? Yeah, that's not happening. So anyway, any other questions?
No, the 2 years ago with the numbers on the back of the shirt.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's just about it.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, thank you guys. All right, so everybody's having fun. I think the wind's coming up. So I think everybody should start checking in, or hit the water. We're going to be open till 2, so kind of mingle. If you get online now, you might get in. You might be waiting around a long time. All right, so have fun, guys.